Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Cho, and if you haven't seen my introduction video, I'm currently attending Albany High School as a rising senior. And today I want to talk about early stages of muscle regeneration and the Pyranix excavatus, which is also more commonly known as the earthworm. So before I begin, we all know that earthworms are capable of bidirectional regeneration and can effectively fill the cut surface through rapid changes during muscle contraction when there's a cut. To determine how muscle formation changes during the early regeneration process, I used immunofluorescence staining that basically provide a basis. Now, earthworms are known to be the most advanced among the two-way bidirectional regeneration animals. That's because when cut, muscle contraction occurs quickly and effectively close the amputation area. This ultimately blocks the wound area, preventing fluid loss and preventing infection. In the process, the recognition of cells occur during initial regeneration, especially throughout the body. The muscle tissue that makes up the body also undergoes many changes. I'm going to talk about the muscle regeneration of earthworms during its early stages. The blastema could be seen with the naked eye starting from the 5th day after the amputation. Because it is necessary to observe the structure and characteristics of organs in more detail, samples from the 5th to the 7th day were also prepared, and each sample was observed through immunofluorescence staining. Also, to examine the close relation to the expression of nerves to muscle function, F-actin and acetylated tubulin were used. An antibody that specifically binds to the two was observed at the same time. So this is a brief diagram, or a general diagram of the process observed from the 5th to the 7th day after amputation. And the substances that were used are labeled in the following colors, which is on the bottom right next to the diagram. On the 5th day of regeneration, unlike the head regeneration, the expression of the ventral nerve cord was not evident. And that's because of the simple overall structure. It's shown that the muscles were perfectly regenerated. And on the 6th day of the regeneration, the ventral nerve cord began to extend into the regenerative area. Nerves also appeared inside the intestines. And on the 7th day of the regeneration, which is the final day of my research, the segments began to form, as do the head structures. Muscle tissues made up the body wall, and the abdominal nerve cord was thickly developed and helped regenerate the other nerves that weren't regenerated. So, starting from D up to A is from day 5 to 7, which is also labeled with the following colors, which is also on the bottom right corner. Now I want to give you guys a quick overview of regeneration, or my research. So basically, muscles play an important role in covering the affected area in the early stages of regeneration. On the first day of regeneration, wound recovery has already been completed, and internal organs and intestinal substances are covered. The outer part of the reborn blastema is surrounded by muscles, and its structure and function are maintained. By the 7th day, which was also the final day of my research, the assortment of segments is somewhat well established. At this time, the size of the regenerated blastema is small. However, the muscle cells maintain their composition well and resemble those of an adult. Here, it is understood that structure similar to its original appearance is being formed. So, what does this all mean? Regeneration is thought to have an important function that is different from development. That's because during the regeneration process, muscle-related genes are regulated in detail. This process shows the expression patterns by regeneration time and the determined region. Once identified, specific information about regenerative abilities and mechanisms can be obtained from an evolutionary and developmental perspective. In addition, it is believed that it will provide sufficient information and therefore is worthy of future research. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you found this information helpful. My name is Erin Cho. Thank you.